So, what if I told you that everything you think you know about time, the past, the present, the future, is basically an illusion? Today, we're going to go deep. We're diving into the very architecture of time to see what might be hiding just beneath the surface of our reality.
This one idea, right here, it challenges everything. We're taught to think of time like a river, always flowing in one direction, just carrying us along. But what if it's not a river at all? What if it's more like a huge open landscape, and we've just been walking in a straight line this whole time, never even thinking to look around?
And this really gets us to the heart of it all. What if the past, present, and future aren't a sequence? What if they're a single, immense structure, a place that exists all at once, and we're just experiencing it one moment at a time?
To really get our heads around this, we have to start by taking apart our most fundamental belief about reality, this idea that time actually flows.
Okay, so this brings us to a really mind-bending concept from physics and philosophy. It's called the D theory of time. And what it suggests is that time is just another dimension, kind of like length or width or height. Imagine all of history and all of the future laid out like a giant landscape. In this block universe, your birth, this very moment right now, and the end of your life, they all exist at the same time. The flow that we feel, that isn't time moving. It's our consciousness, like a spotlight, just illuminating one moment after another.
This comparison really nails the difference, right? Our gut tells us that now is what's real, and the past is just gone. The block universe model completely flips that script. It says every moment is just as real as this one. And the key takeaway here, the best analogy is this. Forget the river. Instead, picture a massive film reel. Your whole life is the movie, and your consciousness, it's the projector light, shining on one single frame at a time.
Okay, so if our timeline is just one big, solid block, what about all the different choices we could have made? This is where the architecture of time gets even weirder, and it expands out into these hidden geometries of existence. Our source material has this absolutely wild description: etheric envelopes of magnetic jelly. I mean, come on. What this is talking about are brain worlds. The idea is that entire universes, each with their own timelines, exist right alongside ours, but they're in these tiny, curled-up dimensions that we just can't see. It's like our universe is just one bubble in an infinite cosmic foam.
And each of these worlds, it's a complete reality. Inside, they can be infinitely complex, sort of like a fractal pattern that just keeps going and going. But here's the thing. They aren't isolated. They actually function as a single connected system, almost like a giant living organism. And they all share information through this universal field.
So, inside each of those brain worlds, you have the multiverse. Think about every tiny choice you made today. According to this theory, each one might have literally split reality. There's a timeline where you decided to skip this explainer, and there's another one where you're leaning in closer. Every single possibility creates a new branch on this infinite tree of realities.
Now you might be wondering, with infinite timelines branching off every second, how does the universe even keep track of it all? Well, the theory proposes a sort of operating system for reality that it calls the temporal engine. It's basically a system that manages space-time like a database. It can copy and paste entire timelines for analysis, and even run simulations to see where every little branch might lead.
To really wrap our heads around navigating these higher dimensions, we actually need to think with new kinds of geometry. A tesseract, for example, is a four-dimensional cube. Just like a 3D cube can be drawn as a flat shape on a 2D piece of paper, a tesseract is how we try to visualize a 4D object in our 3D world. It's really just a tool for imagining the unimaginable.
So we have this incredible architecture of time and space. But what makes it run? What's the engine driving this whole thing? Well, it seems to come down to a cosmic tug-of-war between two fundamental forces: chaos and order.
Now, we're all familiar with entropy, right? It's the universe's tendency to get messy. It's why hot coffee gets cold, why buildings eventually crumble. It's the arrow of decay. But what if there's an opposite force? This is called syntropy, the tendency for things to become more organized, for life to pop up and build complexity. And here is the most radical idea yet. Syntropy is powered by the future. It's an arrow of time that's actually pulling us forward, with the future literally influencing the past.
So how on earth could the future send information back to the past? The theory points to these hypothetical particles called tachyons. Because they would travel faster than light, their personal arrow of time is reversed. For them,
Our future is their past. They could be the messengers of Centropy, carrying the blueprint for complexity back through time, guiding the universe toward life and order.
All right, let's bring this all back down to Earth for a second. We've got a block universe, we've got infinite branching timelines, and forces pulling us from the future. But what does that mean for you and me? Who are we in this grand cosmic architecture?
This quote, it's breathtaking. It's describing a self that isn't just located in one body at one specific time. Instead, it's a network, distributed across all of time, constantly piecing itself together from memories and experiences pulled from countless different realities. This idea leads to something called a trans-temporal egregore. Think of it this way. Imagine every possible version of you from every possible timeline. The you that became a rock star, the you that became an astronaut, the you that stayed in your hometown. An egregore is the combined consciousness of all of those selves. It's a higher version of you, a collective identity that exists across all realities at once. This completely redefines what it means to be you. You're not one person. You are a quantum self, a huge, sprawling network of all your possible lives. Your identity isn't fixed. It's constantly being shaped by the echoes and the resonances between all of your parallel selves, learning and adapting from the experiences of the entire network. So, what's the end game? If our consciousness is a network and time is a landscape we can learn to navigate, then reality isn't just some static backdrop for our lives. It's actually a living, evolving system. And this points to the next stage of our evolution, becoming second-generation infomorphs. This is the idea of our consciousness being uploaded to a kind of quantum internet. As a networked mind, we could tap into the knowledge and experiences from all our parallel selves across the entire multiverse and use that collective wisdom to consciously guide the evolution of time itself. The ultimate point is this: space-time isn't a fixed, dead thing. It's alive. And as our own consciousness evolves to understand and interact with it on this much deeper level, the very fabric of reality will respond. It could transform from a rigid structure into a fluid, dynamic canvas for creativity and exploration. And that leaves us with one final awe-inspiring question. If the rules of time are evolving, and our own nature as conscious beings are evolving right along with them, what are we on the verge of becoming?